Kansas, 1963. James Craig Collier was born into a world of high expectations. As the first son of Wayne and Patricia, he was seen as a new beginning for a family that had endured significant hardships. James didn't disappoint. He was a brilliant student, a top-tier scholar who sailed through school and Kansas State University with ease. He was positive, popular, and destined for a bright future in engineering. During his final year, he met Karen, a vibrant and extroverted guitar player. They were a power couple, ambitious, talented, and financially secure. They married in December 1985, and for a while, life seemed perfect. However, James was a man driven by a need for absolute order and power. He wanted his vision of perfection executed at all times. Karen, seeking to keep the peace, managed the home exactly to his strict specifications, from the way dishes were washed to the specific meals she cooked. In 1999, James accepted a high-paying job in Texas, a decision he made entirely on his own without consulting his wife. The family moved into a massive mansion with their 3 children, Emily, Lauren, and Sean. To the outside world, they were the American dream. The girls were popular musicians, and Karen was a devoted mother. But behind those closed doors, the home was a military-style operation. James had become a controlling commander. He forced Karen to live on a strict allowance despite their wealth and, most disturbingly, he treated intimacy as a mandatory duty, scheduled every night at 8 p.m. sharp. Karen endured this toxic environment for years, shielding her children from the truth while her own happiness withered away. Seeking an escape, Karen started a baking business. Her success allowed her to join a gym, where she met a trainer named Sonny. They became close friends, providing Karen with the support she lacked at home. James initially encouraged the friendship, but his motives were dark. He unsuccessfully tried to manipulate the women into a sexual arrangement for his own gratification. When they refused, James realized his total control over Karen was slipping. In the summer of 2008, James forced the family to move to Missouri in an attempt to pull Karen away from her new life. But Karen refused to be silenced. She stayed in contact with Sonny, and during a New Year's Eve party, the tension exploded when Karen and Sonny kissed publicly. James was humiliated in front of his peers, and the facade of the perfect family finally crumbled. Karen filed for divorce, but James refused to let go. He began a campaign of stalking and psychological warfare. He installed spyware on her computer, slashed her tires to prove he was watching, and spent his working hours obsessing over old family photos. This erratic behavior eventually got him fired from his job, severing his last link to a normal life. By Thanksgiving weekend of 2009, James reached his breaking point. Karen had taken the children to visit her grandmother, Dorothy, in Burlingame. As the family sat together in the living room, James burst through the door with a hunting rifle. In a fit of psychotic rage, he shot Karen and then her 89-year-old grandmother. His daughters, 18-year-old Emily and 16-year-old Lauren, tried to escape, but James hunted them through the house and shot them down. Only young Sean managed to flee to a neighbor's house for help. When police arrived, they found a gruesome scene. Before she passed away, Lauren managed to identify the killer to the officers. "It was my father." James was later found wandering a nearby road, muttering, "I messed up." In court, James pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but the jury wasn't convinced. The prosecution proved he had planned the attack, bringing extra ammunition and specifically sparing his son while executing the women he felt had betrayed his control. James Craig Collier was found guilty and sentenced to death. He currently sits on death row, a man whose desperate need for control led to the ultimate destruction of his own family.